Well, on to this, a woman who detransitioned after identifying as a male, winning a landmark medical malpractice lawsuit. Fox Varian awarded $2 million after suing the doctors accused of pushing a double mastectomy when she was a minor.
I guess it's vindicating in like a really sick kind of like small selfish way where I'm like, told you so, but it doesn't feel that great.
Your Washington Post profile slayed.
Thank you so much. I was really taken aback that
Surprisingly-
it wasn't like a hit piece. I was swearing up and down it was going to be the whole time I was waiting for it to come out.
Yeah.
But
What was
yeah.
it?
I
haven't been paying attention to anything like at all recently, so I don't know what's happening.
They did a Washington Post style piece on Blaire.
Oh, and it wasn't a hit piece.
No,
No, it wasn't,
like-
surprisingly.
basically complimentary mostly.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even like sign my soul to the devil for this. This is weird.
Even the leftists that they quoted talking about you said something borderline positive.
I know. I was like, what is...
They're probably
going
just
on?
scared of you.
Maybe that's what it is.
But we were talking about how Clarkson is
They would tell me.
definitely on more
I'm not-
HRT than you.
Okay, I'm not on more HRT. That's
more
wild.
more looks maxing, more transition. He's like a
I'm
transition
just on
T-boy.
testosterone, retatrutide, HCG,
We're all
keep
trans
the
now, it's
balls
fine.
working. Yeah.
I was like
Um,
saying this the other day. I'm like, a lot of, like almost all the men I know are on
We're
testosterone.
trans.
Like everyone's just a now.
Yeah. I always said I was trans hot. Like I felt like I was supposed to be hotter. So then I just
Right,
made
so you
myself
got hotter. It is what it is.
Somebody
Yeah.
talked about the clavicular dude and called him a male to male transsexual, and I think that's really
Valid.
funny.
Valid. Although he's starting to look crazy
it's
now.
true.
No, it's true. It's true.
We're gonna talk about serious news. I sent a couple links. Then we're gonna talk about Lily Tino, who's our favorite locale on this channel.
I'm so excited.
Then we're gonna play a game at the end. We came up with a list with Mary Kill to make you choose from, and the lists are kind of unhinged. All right.
Okay. I hope it's crazy.
Hey guys, welcome back to Normal Gaze. I'm Brad Polumbo here with Clarkson Lawson and
What's up,
special
guys?
guest Blaire White. Blaire, welcome to the channel. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. So up first, we're going to talk about news that you've covered for years, which is, of course, the kind of wave of detransitioners and detransition lawsuits. Because there
Oh,
was
we're
just...
starting with the heavy.
We are, and then we get to some fun stuff
Oh,
later.
fuck.
But we're going to talk
Okay.
about the serious stuff, the
I
sad
wanted to,
stuff
I wanted
first.
to watch Lily Tino. But
Well,
all
we
right.
will watch the Lily Tino, but first we're talking about real serious things. I know. I'm going to play a clip from Fox News just reporting on the settlement, and then we will discuss. Listen to this.
Well, on to this, a woman who detransitioned after identifying as a male, winning a landmark medical malpractice lawsuit. Fox Varian awarded $2 million after suing the doctors accused of pushing a double mastectomy when she was a minor. The 22-year-old reportedly testified, quote, "I was 16 and I was really, really mentally ill. I obviously
Yeah.
wasn't mature enough to
Sorry.
make the decision to have surgery, and I certainly was not mature enough to handle the aftermath."
Is it vindicating for you that the thing that never happens actually did happen and was taken to court, and that this is, you were warning years ago we would see this?
Quick pause because Valentine's Day is coming up and WeVibe has got you guys covered. Now WeVibe is a global premium brand that creates app-controlled toys that you can use from anywhere. It's great for couples. Now I'm clearly not in one, but you know what? When I am, maybe I'll use it. Now this one is the Moxie. This is made for you girls. I don't quite know how it works. I'm not as familiar with the female anatomy, so I'm imagining it feels good. But it's ultra slim, it's completely silent, and it doesn't like move in your pants or whatever because of this magnetic design, and it stays perfectly under clothing. It's designed for playful teasing that your partner can control from anywhere. Now this is the WeVibe Bond. It is an adjustable wearable for men. It's flexible, easy to put on, easy to take off, and you can pretty much wear it anywhere, boys. So you know what, why not? And again, this can be controlled through an app on your phone. Both of these are waterproof. They come with a 2-year warranty and they ship for free and discreetly. So right now, WeVibe is running a Valentine's Day sale. Until February 16th, you can get up to 60% off site-wide. Now that's crazy, but if you enter my code, which Brad isn't in the code, I don't know why, Clarkson10, you get an extra 10% off in addition to that 60% off that they're already doing. Link is at the top of the description and pinned in the comments, so big thanks to WeVibe for sponsoring this Normal Gaze video. Now let's get into it.
I guess it's vindicating in like a really sick kind of like small selfish way where I'm like, told you so, but it doesn't feel that great. It's very obviously bittersweet because it's obviously a lot of people really being hurt by this. And it's such a weird thing, though, to your point, to be told that something is either not happening or, there's the scale, right? They start with that's not happening, and then they go to like, okay, it's happening, but it's super rare. And then they go to
Hmm.
like, it's happening, it's rare, but it's a good thing. And then it's just like, no, it should be normal for everyone. So I
Or
watched
it's
that
happening and
scale.
nobody regrets it. Yeah.
Right, and I watched that, sort of, like, scale down to hell, like, my whole career, and so I'm happy that, obviously, this is gonna set a precedent that transition for minors is something that's gonna be incredibly dangerous for surgeons to do because it could cost them a lot of money. I would like to think that it wouldn't take money and lawsuits to make that happen because to me it's just kind of common sense. And to me it's just basic morals, like you don't sterilize kids. But unfortunately, we live in a satanic ass world where it takes money to get people to actually change. So I think it's a good thing overall. And I hope that all of the detransitioners that I've interviewed over the years also start, some lawsuits up.
Suing.
So we'll see where it goes. But also, I think that there is this, I'm not going to rant too long, but I think there is this like weird misconception that this is something that as soon as Trump, set foot in his second term, it was like, oh, no more trans kids. California is still a sanctuary state for trans kids, and it's still a thing. So I don't think people should lose sight that it's still like a battle.
Yeah, I think we're gonna start seeing a lot of people come forward now. Because what is this? This craze has only lasted what, like 5 to 10 years? I mean, you've been doing this like it feels like forever, but when is it that you like started covering this?
I think in 2017 was the first time I was like, this is gonna be an issue. I have dealt with so many people trying to convince me that it's a good decision to allow children to go on hormones or puberty blockers and, start their transition really, really early. And I've never been convinced. And
Yeah.
it was only, a small number of cases at the time, but common sense and logic told me there's no way this is going to just end with these few cases. It's going to be an avalanche, and it really is. I did a video recently where I was talking about how there's now all these people just openly talking about how everyone who transitioned in 2020 is like
Mm-hmm.
not trans anymore. And that's obviously the danger of it being a trend. And I think it was really the trauma of COVID that caused that. It's like a pretty deep topic, but it's
Yeah, no, I
indicative that
went a little
they.
crazy in COVID too. I'm not gonna lie. Like I got really into astrology and I look
Oh,
back
you
on it
started
and I'm
doing
like,
witchcraft?
yeah, bitch. I started collecting rocks, all that
At least
stuff.
you never added any pronouns or had that kind of surgery.
No, but I did. I
Just a
mean, now
little
I'm on
witchcraft.
testosterone. Just a little witchcraft to manifest whatever my career is. But no, I mean, it's been like 10 years. So that's my point that I'm making is that like these detransitioners, like now's the time where I think we're going to start seeing a lot of them come forward. Cause I mean,
It
what
takes
if
time.
they do it when they're 14, that's 10 years ago. They're now, 20, 24. So I think this is when their frontal lobe might develop. And then unfortunately, for them that they might realize that they made a mistake and adults pressured them to do it.
I was just gonna say it's also just becoming more of a mainstream, like it's a safe position to hold that you're against this. Nicki Minaj just did a right-wing podcast, which is such a crazy thing to say. Life is
Wow.
just so crazy. I would have never thought I'd say that, but she did a right-wing podcast and she was talking about how she is, you know, fully supportive of adults doing what they want to do, but when it comes to kids, there needs to be a line drawn. And that's the most common sense position in my mind. And so it's good to see that that is happening. Whereas, obviously you have the far left and the far right that want to take it to this all or nothing thing that never ever works. So I'm positive that people can find some sort of balance in it.
The reason this lawsuit was successful in part is because they did the kind of classic thing that they then cited in the case, which is, do you want a trans kid or a dead kid? And they use that kind of
Ew.
emotional manipulation, which is, of course, not backed in evidence and not based in science, and is not proper medical procedure. And I wonder how widespread that is, because that's like almost an instant malpractice alert, the doctors that use that phrase. And I wonder if we're going to see that coming up. I mean, you've talked to so many detransitioners and parents and heard from them. Was that a big part of it that you heard from people?
Yeah, that sort of like emotional blackmail, super, and also just false, right? Like, it's really not the case. So obviously, mental health issues do run rampant in the trans community. I talk about that all the time. Lots of comorbidities, lots of issues. But the idea that the suicide rates are so astronomical, I've never really believed that. All those numbers came out of activist organizations, and a lot of, right wingers will spout those numbers because they feel like it kind of backs up their position that like it's all needs to go, the whole concept, because they all off themselves. But as someone who probably knows or has been acquaintances with more trans people than like anybody from all over the world, I don't know anybody who's like done that to themselves, fortunately.
Yeah.
And they are activist numbers at the end of the day. Similar to how they said for so long that trans women don't live past 30 on average. That was a lie. So there's this weird sort of like stronghold they've had on the data and the information, and it's led people down these like false paths and had parents really thinking that if they don't do these things that their kid's gonna off themselves, which is such a sick, sadistic, like, it's just already not aging well. This is like the
Yeah.
modern day lobotomy. This is the lobotomy of our time.
So you talked about it's no longer like a dangerous position to have, and people are coming around to it. And to that effect, I want to just I'll put this headline on screen. But the first major medical organization has come out against trans surgeries for minors, the American Society of Plastic Surgeons. They just released new guidance on Tuesday that cautioned physicians against performing gender transition surgeries on minors. This marks a significant breakthrough for critics of the procedures, who've called on these major medical associations to be transparent about the harms associated with medicalizing gender dysphoric children. I don't know about you, because you even more so than me. I was saying this years ago, and I had slings and arrows come my way, and then you probably 10x that. I'm glad to see people coming around, but it's also like very frustrating. Like, where were you? Why did it take so long? I
Yeah.
guess better late than never.
Even in liberal circles, I'm noticing it. Like a lot of people, when I'm at these events, they won't say it publicly yet, but they'll be like, oh, like you're more liberal now. Like, have you changed on your position? Like with trans people, I'm like, my position with trans people has always been very normal. Like,
Yeah.
it's just don't trans kids and then live your life how you want as an adult. It's very simple. And they'll be like, oh, I agree with that. And I'm like, say it.
Say it on
They won't
TikTok.
say
So say
it. They won't do it.
Yeah.
But I think they're getting there. I don't know.
This is just high IQ problems, like we saw this train wreck happening years and years before, and not to toot our own horns, but to toot them, it's really just a sign that we're able to see things coming down the line. And unfortunately, I think there is just like a really big percentage of the population that doesn't actually possess the capability of predicting like consequences and like downstream things. Like people just let life happen to them basically. Whereas some of
Or
us are
just
like,
trust the
a car's
experts.
about to hit you, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the difference is that liberals, a lot of times, or just the left in general, they trust our institutions so much, which is ironic because like conservatives are supposed to be the people conserving the institutions, but they trust every piece of data that is put out to where they'll just blindly support anything until it's proven otherwise. And this is one of those instances where it's like, you can't prove, like 10 years ago, common sense would tell you this is not okay, but there wasn't data.
But the
telling
experts
you. But
were
the
saying,
experts were saying
yeah.
because there wasn't data saying it wasn't. So I think it's just one of those situations that needs time for the whole population to come around on it. But it shocks me.
But they are definitely gonna do this, Blaire, where they're gonna act like everyone was always against this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're gonna retcon it.
That they already have started doing that. If you look at interviews with Gavin Newsom, like he definitely tries to pretend as if he was like, what is Latinx? I've never heard of this. I've never heard anyone say that. I've never heard of anyone who thinks that trans women should be in women's sports. And it's like, it's
Bro,
it's
didn't he
politics.
sign a
It's really
bill?
gross.
Yes.
It's just so gross, right? Similar to how people like don't remember COVID correctly. And this coincidentally was kind of born out of that time, this like massive wave of people transitioning in the pandemic. But like people talk about that so differently than it happened, So I don't really know what to tell you other than people are so
Yeah.
Stupid.
Do you know
dumb. People really
Gretchen
are dumb.
Whitmer,
I just
the governor of Michigan, she did Caleb Hammer's podcast, the finance guy, and he asked her about COVID, and she was like, no one wants to relitigate COVID. That was years ago. I'm like, bitch, I do. You
I
closed
do.
gardening aisles.
Yeah, didn't she
I
ban
do.
buying seeds?
Yes, so some aisles of the store were closed for COVID, but other aisles were open.
That's wild. They
She
stopped
doesn't
you
want to
from growing
relitigate
carrots.
because she would lose that case. She doesn't want to go back because she's the psychopath who was like, you can't plant food in the earth. Like literally just playing God, playing Satan, actually, doing Satan's work.
Speaking of people doing Satan's work, I want to get your thoughts. Hell of a transition. I want to get your thoughts on the latest content from Lily Tino.
Oh, wait, we're doing Lily Tino in this?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. We're doing all Lily
I thought
Tino.
this whole episode was just going to be like trans kids.
No,
Speaking
that's
of
sad.
demons,
Yeah.
Speaking of doom, but Lily is like a fun demon in the sense that
We make a lot of money off
we
of
make.
her.
Yes.
That's why I love Lily Tino.
Oh, all right, Blaire. We also did for our paid members. We watched Lily Tino's OnlyFans.
We saw her get railed by a twink.
I'm gonna get a heart attack.
We saw the carrot stick, but there were
Oh,
no
all
cake
right.
pops.
No, but here's the argument that we have.
Were
I
they
don't think
gone or
I-
were they shrunk?
I think they're shriveled. I think they're shriveled. I don't think they're gone. I don't think she wants to get rid of them. I think she wants them to just be reabsorbed into her
Also, we're
abdomen.
saying she ironically, by the way, people.
I blacked out a little bit when I heard the twink railing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was should we show her?
No,
Show
we're
her,
not
show.
showing
No.
She
her.
was like this. She was like this on the bed, and then just laying there like a dead body. And I was like, God
Clarkson,
damn,
stop.
Lily, you are too big of a burly ass to just be laying.
It's like a knife in the heart.
It was like a knife
A
in
knife
something.
in the something.
Mm.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
Who's paying for that? I know y'all did
We
that
did.
ironically, and I respect it. I couldn't do it, but I respect it. But who's really like, you subscribe to people on an OnlyFans website, presumably because they're attractive or hot. Who's looking
I
at
guess
that
some
like, I
people
want
are
to see?
into that.
No, she didn't have a lot of likes.
I know, but that's because
How
people
could
watch it but
she?
don't like.
I mean, the
Yeah.
thing is, like, a lot of specifically, like, trans women do OnlyFans. Like, there is 100% always has been a market for that type of, like, content, but you have to be somewhat attractive. You have to
Yeah.
be,
Well,
like,
but is there a market for like the fact that they're not is like the thing they're into? Like they're
Wait,
into
what?
the you know how people are into like gross things as a fetish?
Curiosity killed the cat.
are people
Yeah.
into... See, I guess I'm just really... Here's the thing is, like, I'm really just so not a sexual person. I have no idea. Like, people have fetishes for things they're not attracted to.
Yeah. Or no, they're
That's-
attracted to gross things.
That's demented. I couldn't
Speaking
tell
of
you.
gross things, we should watch this Lily Tino video. I want to get your thoughts on this breaking science report from Lily Tino.
Can trans women get
Oh.
pregnant? No, sadly not, because we don't have a uterus. But in the future, it would be possible. You see, there's this
That
new
middle
thing
part,
called a
bitch.
uterus transplant, where they take a uterus from a donor and put it into the body of someone who is unable to give birth themselves. Once the uterus is in, they pop a baby in, and 9 months later, the baby is delivered via C-section. Uterus transplants have only been performed on cisgender women so far, but there is talk among scientists that it might be possible for trans women in the future. But how is that possible? Trans women don't even have the parts, right? Well, remember when I told you that the baby comes via C-section exclusively, even for cis women? That avoids a whole lot of complexity and risk straight out the gate. The biggest obstacles that seem to be in the way are the blood vessels that line the uterus and support the baby while it grows.
Oh my God,
Now, we
Lily,
have
shut
at
the
least a
fuck
few
up.
decades of scientific advancement
can't.
before this kind of thing is
It's almost
even
over.
possible, but it could happen. And let's say it does. Let's say that in the year 2072, a trans woman gives birth to a happy, healthy baby via uterus transplant. Is that such a bad thing? Why
Yes.
would we deny someone the ability to bring life into the world? Why is it any different from
Oh,
a
this-
cisgender
she's gonna be the
woman
reason they
doing
ban
the
surrogacy.
same thing?
What?
Just some
Oh my
food for
god!
thought.
Oh my god! Why is it any different from a cis woman doing the same thing? I stop.
Well,
I
it's a
can't.
man. So
Did
that
you
would
guys
be-
see that?
that baby's
sorry, go
coming
ahead.
out up. That baby's coming out up. There is no way. And before
Especially if
anyone
it's Lily
even
Tino's.
asks, I don't want to see any comments. You should have asked Blaire if she would do that herself. No. Never. That baby's coming out with some kind of deformity, or it just won't come out. Like,
There's
I
not the
don't.
supporting parts. Like, it's not just a
Right.
uterus. You don't just plug in a uterus to someone.
I'm
Oh
more
my
focused on
God.
the Party City doctor outfit she was wearing.
Ordering the baby, like,
Uh,
Why
I
is he
mean,
always in costume?
that's what I'm
It's
saying.
always some
Like,
kind of get up.
Lily's getting festive in the content. Also, 4 months ago, Lily said that she was going to stop making content like this.
yes. Remember, I'm taking a break and I'm going to stop doing, controversial content, or I forget how he said it, but so much for that, I guess.
That is not okay. Controversial content is something like half of people like it, half of people don't. Something divisive. Something. There is no argument. Like, no one is with Lily Tino in a positive manner. Like, it's not
But still,
controversial
he
if
gets
it's
millions of
unanimously
views,
like,
though.
this is a disgusting creature.
But the thing is like Lily has become a household name. Like, you have to
I
give her
know.
flowers, because Lily is the most. Everybody knows who Lily Tino is. If you walk down the street, and we're in Miami, so we'll just say like Puerto Lily Tino. I don't know what the word is.
Puerto is not it.
They'll know. Everybody knows. Oh, that one trans girl. That's crazy. I
It is
mean, you got to give it to
so.
her.
It is so unfortunate that I agree. Lily Tino is a household name, just like Dylan Mulvaney was, and I guess maybe to an extent still is, because it's the clownery that, makes them ascend, which is really, really depressing and really sad. But the clownery benefits both sides in so many ways, right? Like, the clownery benefits the left because they make it this huge spectacle, and they get to put in all their like illogical arguments, and they have a mouthpiece for that. And then the right, obviously, it's like the perfect, like, see, it's all of them. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
really a nightmare.
Well, but it's not, and I do think that's one of the unfortunate things about when you have high-profile people who act like this. But the funny thing to me is that they think you're bad representation. So,
Right. You would think I'm the one like driving us off a cliff, and I'm like desperately grabbing onto the wheel. Like, how about we don't? How about we let
Mhm.
Jesus take it? For
So I
real,
want to
then.
play you a video of Lily Tino talking about you, Blaire White.
Is this new?
No, it's old. You've
Oh,
reacted to it
okay, okay,
before, but
okay.
I want to get your thoughts
I've
for
never
our
seen it.
audience.
In the movies, we see people betray their own kind.
Oh my
all the
God.
time.
Here we
And
go.
sadly, it's also happening in the trans community. Take Blaire White, for example. She is a trans woman, albeit a conservative one. But instead of advocating for change or pushing people to be more accepting with her very large platform, Blaire throws trans people under the bus in order to be seen as one of the good ones by conservatives. For example, Blaire is on the record saying that trans kids don't exist.
There is no such thing as a transgender child, and I say that as a transgender adult.
Which is simply not true. And if you're thinking that that's a weird take for a trans person to have, I agree with you.
I have a
Being
weird
trans
take.
gives the take some weird legitimacy so that conservatives can point to it and say, hey, look at this. Even a trans person thinks that trans people are crazy. Now, it's worth pointing out the irony that the conservatives who use Blaire as ammunition against the trans community will never accept Blaire as a woman. Deep down, Blaire understands this, but she just doesn't care, because conservatives will give her a free pass from harassment and discrimination in return for selling out her own people. And it's a shame, because she's scared just like the rest of us. And Blaire, if you're watching this,
you.
know that you don't have to grovel to the powers that be. We can create a safer future if we just work together. Now,
Or put you in
Work
jail.
together. Blaire, she
A
wants you in her
safer
OF.
future. The person who was caught talking to little kids on live stream about their body parts is like, we got to make things safer around here.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But also that whole video
Allegedly.
was like a comment section. Like, literally all of her opinions, it's like everything that I get in my comment sections, like all the hate comments, it's just like she screenshotted them and turned them into a full sentence, like a monologue. And why was she in a movie theater?
Yeah, what about the
Yeah,
other
why are
people?
you talking in a movie theater? What if this bitch is a public nuisance?
I know. She goes and she harasses service workers. Then she goes to a movie theater and she's yapping, throwing her popcorn on the ground. God.
But you're the problem. You're the bad representation.
Right. And it's so crazy because it's like, I mean, you guys know, and this is why you have this channel. You just replace the word trans with gay. It's the same comments you guys get. It's the same.
Yeah.
as if you have to just be down with everything these freaks say. And, you know, this bitch is a freak not because he's trans, she's trans, but because of the kid stuff, because of the bathroom stuff, because of all. So they're so bewildered that a trans person could receive respect from people, right, left, whatever, right? It's just a people thing that usually when you just are a respectable person who doesn't go out of their way to like bother people, people don't have much of an issue with you. And then it's a great way to actually filter out the ones when they really do have an issue with you still, those are the and so you know. But when you're just a walking, talking public nuisance, everyone hates you, then you start to think that everyone is and it's really
Well,
you.
and it's interesting because I think there are some actual people who exclusively, who I'm trans, but I exclusively pander to conservatives and Republicans. I'm gay, but I exclusively pander and I never criticize anything. I only ever
Right.
bash the own community. But that's not us and it's not you.
It's
Like I've seen
definitely
you
not.
read people on the right. You get attacked by people on the right. It's like they act as if we never criticize the right side of the
No, it's just people
spectrum.
don't watch us do that.
Right.
Those videos never do well,
Exactly.
but I
I'm
mean,
putting out
those
a
aren't the
video
viral
this
ones.
afternoon about the Epstein files, and obviously I have to talk about how horrific that's been handled by Trump's administration and Trump himself.
Mhm.
Like, so, and that's a great example, actually, if I like, because ever since all the Epstein stuff, you know, Democrats discovered the word Epstein in the past year. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I've been pushing for release of files also almost a decade. And so I'll get comments and messages like, your president's in the files, or are you ignoring the files? Meanwhile, I've interviewed an Epstein survivor,
Yeah.
million plus
Yeah.
views on my channel. I've been pushing for it forever. I've talked about how bad Trump's been doing. So yeah, they don't pay attention to when we critique our own side or whatever. I don't know, Clarkson, if you are partisan at all or whatever, but like I'm
We're
sure people
figuring it out.
accuse you of only criticizing the left.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
that's really not the reality, but that doesn't fit their narrative, so they don't even pay attention.
Yeah. Well, I think it's funny that Lily and others like have the audacity to call anyone bad representation when you literally could not come up with a better caricature for like right-wing people who want to demonize all trans people than the
She's a psyop.
low key. Like if you told me the Heritage Foundation had created Lily Tino in a
Yeah.
lab, I
Like
wouldn't be
they're the
shocked.
ones paying her OF just to keep her afloat. I
Right.
mean, let's be
Lily
real.
Tino is probably on the Trump payroll before I am. Literally. Because that bitch is just too perfect. It's
Well,
insane.
guys, let us know what you think. We're now going to go to our members only, where we are going to play Marry Kill with Blaire, and we have
Oh
some
my God.
unhinged selections that we're going to make Blaire choose from. But if you want to see us talk about all of that with her, you'll have to join our channel. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and become a channel member and watch part 2.
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, in the comments, you can get 10% off your additional 60% off at WeVibe by using my code Clarkson10. You can also scan the barcode on the screen. Love you guys.
It's a QR code, not a barcode.
Oh, it's the same thing.
Dumbass.
What's the difference? Is there a difference?
Scan the whatever code.
Comment the difference between a QR code and a barcode.
And if Clarkson
And
is
buy a sex toy.
dumb.
All right, bye.